How can we debunk the arguments of people who are against COVID vaccines? Usually people try to argue the facts, correcting whatever they say wrong about biology, research, and statistics. But this is like whack-a-mole because they usually just come back with another false fact. So instead, try shifting the focus from facts to logic. They usually lean on 3 crutches of bad logic, so let's break those down. The first weak argument is 1. People still get sick even if they wear masks and are vaccinated. This is true, but it's arguing that if something isn't 100% perfect, then why bother at all? A good counter-argument is speed limits. Even at 60 miles an hour, people still die in car crashes, so why have any speed limits at all, right? Why not let everyone drive 100? It's not like they're hurting anyone else when they crash into them and kill them. Of course, eliminating the health risks would be perfect, but real life isn't perfect. So the best we can do is to reduce the risks. 2. We don't know the long-term effects of the vaccines. This is also true, sort of, to a certain degree. But this argument is riddled with hypocrisy because we do know the long-term effects of smoking, poor diet, heavy drinking, and drug use, but that doesn't stop many people from taking those risks. And life is full of risks. Should you take that new job, move to a new city, commit to that boyfriend or girlfriend? The long term is always unknown, but that shouldn't stop you. You just weigh the pros and cons and take a calculated risk. 3. Doctors keep changing their minds. This is also true. As more data becomes available and as conditions change, doctors update their recommendations. And sometimes they may disagree on the best balance of safety versus convenience, but the ability and willingness to change your mind is the beauty of science. But it's also what many non-scientists hate. They would rather listen to someone who has absolute certainty than to listen to someone who changes their mind. So now with these counter-arguments, we can win any argument, right? Well, spoiler alert, no. Maybe, but no. The problem is that these science deniers aren't really arguing these in good faith. These are just excuses and retro-justifications for what's really going on in their subconscious. And that is a stew of anxiety, wishful thinking, ego, and rebellion. The anxiety makes them unable to tell the difference between a real threat and a real solution, like a vaccine versus bleach. The instinctual response to anxiety is wishful thinking, to just wish away the threat and pretend everything is normal again. And in my earlier videos, I talked about how ego is the biggest reason for conspiracy theories, because people like to believe they are part of a special group of independent thinkers who know better than the mainstream scientists and common sheeple. Plus, there's an element of just distrusting the government and doing the opposite of what you're told, because they think that's what makes them an independent thinker. Somehow, we need to address these subconscious issues, which we can't really do in the comment section online. But maybe this will help you understand and get through to someone close to you.